Hey folks, Fernando doing our video for the More Survivalists, and today talking about a topic that I honestly don't talk all that much about, which is fire extinguishers and fire preparedness. So it is very natural to focus mostly on the things that you like. In my case, it's going to be firearms, knives, tactical stuff, self-defense. That's the kind of stuff that attracts me the most, and completely natural to do that. There's people for which it's going to be cooking and storing food and preparing their pantries nicely, or gardening. We tend to focus on the things we like. Now, having said that, at least the way I see modern survivalism, it is mostly a way of life in which it affects pretty much every aspect of it. So we have to take a step back every once in a while and analyze in a very critical manner which are the spots and the points in which we're not paying all that much attention, and maybe we should. Now, one of those may as well be this. Do you have a fire? Ask yourself this question, very simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher nearby? Do you have one in each floor of your house? Maybe you want to keep one in your kitchen. That is pretty much a wise thing to do. Having a fire extinguisher in your kitchen, having a fire extinguisher in your shop, in your garage, if that's where your shop is, anywhere where there's more of a probability of a short circuit, a fire getting started, flammable material. And it's also going to be depending on your house, the way it's built. If it's a cement and brick structure, then it's maybe not as likely to go up in flames as fast. Now, especially if it's a wooden frame house, man, those will burn in just seconds. I'm not even kidding. Before a minute goes by, you may have an uncontrollable fire already in your house, and the only thing for you to do is leave if you haven't put it out in time. So keep that in mind. Make that more or less of a priority. Whatever's the case, no matter what type of house you're in, fire is always a threat because there's always flammable material in your house. Maybe a bit more, a bit less. If you have a gun room, if you have a reloading room, you have gunpowder, by God, get yourself a fire extinguisher and keep it at hand. Be completely honest. Ask yourself this. Do you have one in your kitchen? Do you have one in your gun room? Do you have one in your shop, in your garage? You may want to have one of these in each floor of your house in case something happens and you cannot reach a fire extinguisher elsewhere. May make the difference between life and death. Houses burn down every single day. So this needs to be addressed too. There's also the current political and social environment that we are all very much aware of. We've seen how, what was it, yesterday, the day before yesterday, a patriot was gunned down by an Antifa in Denver, and this is just escalating more and more. One of the things we've also seen is that they are going after people in their houses, in the suburbs, in your neighborhoods. It may well be that someone throws a brick through your window, and after that a Molotov, and your house is on fire. And that is not going to be putting out the fire. That's not going to be helping out. This, yes, if you have your living room up in flames, your gun will not do much good other than stop the arsonist. But once you have a fire going, you need the fire extinguishers to stop that, okay? So seriously, guys, think about it. Think about all those little preps that you may not be addressing, and this may be your fitness, your health. Are you eating right? Are you exercising enough as to stay healthy? Have you gotten a check recently? If not, how long has it been? Maybe you're up for one. Be honest with yourself. We're reaching also a point in which all of these little details are going to be mattering more and more. Any holes that you have in your preps, given the environment in which we are in, pretty much everywhere these days, it's more challenging, and the bar is going up. It's not going down. It's not safer than it was last year, or less hostile of an environment than it was just before. It's actually the opposite. So any holes that you have in your preps, anything that you haven't been addressing properly, you may end up regretting that sooner than later. So be smart about it. Be honest with yourself. And I know that money is not growing in trees, and it's tough out there for a lot of people. Some of these things you just have to wait for good deals, but keep it in mind. Drop it in your. I'll leave the link below for this any fire extinguisher that you have in Amazon in case anything shows up. If you cannot buy it, just drop it in your basket, and whenever you have the cash for it, instead of buying maybe your 115th knife, you buy a fire extinguisher instead, guys. Okay, that's the kind kind of logic, I think makes more sense. Of course, remember, my books are available in Amazon below, following the links: Street Survival Skills, Modern Survival Manual, and Bugging Out and Relocating. Guys, see you next time. Have an awesome day.